Alright, hello all, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, today we're going to be continuing clearing this new Supreme Magnificent battle, Gathering of Super Warriors Edition. Now, I have been sort of going about these with just the sort of mindset of I'll get the first clear in and then I'll do the category sort of separately. Because these have been some pretty decently tough fights, I would say. For the most part, for most of the events. Now, I guess we'll see here, but I mean, the Dragon Ball Saga stage, I mean, it was pretty easy. I don't, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, it was pretty easy. And I don't see the point of going for it 2 times. Here, if it is a pretty easy thing that we can just get like very easy one go with the category mission. So I figured we'll just do the category mission here. Now the category mission is kind of sucks. It's Planetary Destruction. There's not like proper. I mean, there's good units on the team. Obviously, you saw the setup I have here, but the only issue is, see, we for example, I mean, we had Broly there, right? But he's not uncontrollable power. He's not uncontrollable power, right? Like, so that I wouldn't want to run Broly without full uncontrollable power. So, I mean, there's issues, and I don't have another Namek Vegeta I can run here. I actually redid an event a couple times, and I just couldn't get him to appear. So we have to use Frieza. Now, everyone's obviously on Frieza's leader still, since it's Planetary Destruction, and Frieza's on Vegeta's. But this is still obviously kind of a weird wank whatever team. But I guess we'll see what happens, right? I don't really know what to expect here. Obviously haven't cleared it yet. It was new, so let's just see what we got here. Let's jump in.
All right, let's do this.
687,000. I mean, we got a decent bit of HP here. Okay, so this is probably going to be a pretty long event. Well, long. I guess I should say the better phrase should be like several phase event, maybe. The other one had like 8 separate phases, so I'm going to expect the same sort of thing here. Now, how deep this is going to go, I don't know, but this is Dragon Ball Z Part 1. So if I had to guess, maybe to like Namek or the Android Saga. Somewhere in there, but I guess we'll see. But that being said, I don't see any reason to not just transform Tech Broly here. This is going to last long, and I'm not really expecting too much difficulty, so... Now, unfortunately, Frieza's probably going to suck like ass this entire time. So we're just going to keep floating him. You know, he's not... They did him dirty. That was a character that was really a lot of people were excited for, including myself. Pod Frieza Dokkan Fest. But they just like went out of their way to sabotage the unit, unfortunately. It'll be nice if he looks good here, but like he doesn't have all of his bullshit fucking... restrictions and categories and whatever you want to refer to it as. He was just abysmally designed. So, I mean, is what it is. Yeah, okay. So, we didn't even crit on the first attack, and we already did that much. Bye, Gohan. Yeah, this is probably going to be very easy.
You're in for a treat. You see, I managed to learn a little new trick during my time on Earth, like how to control my power level.
Okay. We got the orbs. Yeah, I don't know, like, is this team strong enough? Like, obviously, right? mean, certainly, you know, Namek Vegeta here has a pretty shitty design. In fact, both Namek Vegetas here have a pretty bad design, but I mean, the team is strong enough, right? So it's not, I'm not really concerned about that. I don't see any reason to be concerned about our actual ability to clear here. It might take a little bit, but I mean, it's probably going to be very easy, just like how the Dragon Ball one was. So I mean, that's why I'm doing the. I mean, I already explained it, but that's why I'm doing the category here, right? I don't want to, like, of course, stretching content is, you know, is good, right? But as a creator, but like, I don't know, I don't do that just for the sake of doing that. Like, if I have a good reason to, sure, I'll make something into like 2 separate videos or something. But just for the sake of doing it, like, no, I'm not. I don't do that. But that being said, you know, once the next stages drop, which I presume would be in part 2, but I guess we'll see. I will go back to at least attempting these sort of special category mission or whatever separately for like the first stage or so, maybe 2 stages, and we'll go from there. Cause obviously I don't know how difficult those are going to be, so I mean, if they're actually difficult, you know, and it could be some fun doing 2 different runs, then of course I'll do that, but we'll see when that happens. Let's use Broly's active, no reason not to.
Where do you think you're going? I'm preparing the rocket so he can escape the explosion. In a rocket built for one person.
Okay. So we're still in Saiyan Saga is the thing. I guess we'll... Because it was Kid Gohan from before... Well, I guess after Raditz shows up, but, you know, before, like, the actual Saiyan Saga fights. You know, excuse me, Nappa, and Vegeta. Then we had Yajirobe, now we have Yamcha. So is it just gonna go through, like, all of the sagas? So is this gonna be, like, Tien? Krillin. So... Is it gonna be Tien and Chaozu next? Like, I don't... genuinely, I don't know how this fight is structured. I literally did just... It has been, like, several days at this point, if not even longer, since this fight dropped, but I didn't really see anyone talk about it, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. So I don't know what to expect in here, but, I mean, we're kind of demolishing, so it looks just as easy or hard, however you want to phrase it. You know, glass half empty, half full, as the Dragon Ball Saga stage. So I did think when I did that, I did say that I did do 2 on that stage, since, you know, I initially jumped in with the full Super Vegito team and such, and it's like, oh well, that's actually kind of easy. It didn't feel right. And then I went in with the category, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, it was a teeny tiny bit tougher, but it was still very easy. Okay, so it's Tien and Chaozu. Okay, that makes sense. I guess I'll just hold on to that for now, the active, and drop it later. I don't know. I don't know if we'll even get a chance to see it, because, like, I mean, what are the odds that Carnival Broly just kills both of them in one shot? I mean, it's not 0. Oh, well, I mean, I guess it... Damn it. He stunned me. That rat bastard. Hold on, wait a minute. That's not how this is supposed to happen. Tien just barely read that. Okay. Yeah, I don't like, this is... I said it in those 2. I meant the... Oh, what? Oh, okay. He just died like a bitch. Okay. I meant to say it just a moment ago, but with the other sort of 2 ones, I was like, you know, this is, I think, they're trying to do here, and I could be wrong. But when I see this sort of event, it looks to me like they want to have a brand new event, because they did say they want content for, all types of players, right? To me, this sort of Supreme Magnificent Battle maybe seems like it's meant for newer players. So, like if you just download the game, it's meant for newer players to have newer content, right? Because, I mean, as much as all of us, like, veterans or whatever can say, oh, well, there's 10 years of content to do, why not just make everything really hard, because they can do stuff in accordance with how good they are, or their power, or whatever the fuck. Which, I mean, has some merit, right? But at the same time, I mean, there's such an overwhelming, vast majority of content, and they're not going to know what to do, where to do it, when to do it, etc. So I do think, that there's more merit, I guess I should say, to... Wait, what? So it was in the Saiyan Saga forever, one Namek fight, and now we're... Android... Okay. Okay, that's... interesting. Yeah, see, I don't know what it's like doing here with the enemy types. But no, I do think it definitely makes sense to have a sort of weaker new event for new players, because it's going to be in the news and everything, and they go try the battle hardened foes. I've only done one stage of that so far, but they're going to load in and immediately die. It's like, oh well, let me try again, and they're going to load in and immediately die, and then they're going to load in and immediately die, and after like the third or fourth time, they're like, well, the vast majority of players, hell, if they even make it to a third or fourth time, they're going to die like 2 times in a row immediately. It's like, oh well, I can't do anything, game sucks, uninstall. They don't want that. They want to keep players around, so obviously they want events for that. Now, I think, to be fair, as much as I think that might be what they're trying to accomplish, they don't have like a way, quote unquote, advertising that that's what it is for, as far as I know. So, the new players might not find it and still, quote unquote, leave or whatever, but I do think that is the sort of purpose of this. But I guess we'll see when the next batch of stages come out. Alright, let me do this active. I really like it, although, shitty design, so it's not gonna do the most. Oh, wait. Wow. I can't believe I just did that. I was thinking of doing the active, and then somehow wires got crossed, and I was like, oh, let me grab Vegeta's orbs, 11. Oh, that's bullshit. I messed up. My bad.
You're not going anywhere! Dirty fire.
Now, if this were actually like some really hard content or something, doing a mistake like that, I would definitely be like, alright guys, we'll be right back. I'm going to reset this turn real quick so I can, correct the oopsie daisies. But with this, I mean, I don't really like it. Do I really need to? Because Vegeta here, this Vegeta, like, look. This fight's still just like over, even with this guy only going to get 5 of his orbs. Triple normal? Seriously, dude? Oh my god. I actually liked... I thought this guy's details, I thought he was, like, overhated, the EZA, Namek Vegeta. Everyone was, like, just absolutely trashing on him and B sort of Krillin and Gohan. And I didn't really see it, like... Yeah, I actually think I did rather like him, but every time I use him fucking in game, it's always just 1 super, 3 normals. It's so annoying. It's such a frustrating. It's so frustrating. It really is. I don't know why they just like gimped these guys, but they did. I wouldn't. Oh, what? Oh, he has a damage cap. Oh, okay. Interesting. So see, I mean, it's giving like a new mechanics. People to explore. Oh, well, oh. Okay, well, I guess it ends on the Android. Well, not even Android Saga. It's just Android Saga, I guess, for this one. Okay, so I imagine it'll pick up with Cell Saga, and then finish, obviously Boo Saga, for part 2, and then the next. I don't know if I'll go in like GT or Super Nick, but I think it'll only need one more part for this sort of thing. It was very weird though how it just went from like 50 Saiyan Saga enemies to Namek Piccolo to Vegeta and Trunks. I guess maybe they didn't want to repeat Goku several times, but I don't know, it feels kind of weird. But yeah, there we go. That is easy 1 stone for the clear and 2 sets of 5 stones, obviously, for doing the missions. I'm getting pretty close to I'm at 81 stones. I do have several more events I need to get around to clearing here. That way I can do some more summons. Hopefully I can pull Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I have pulled Vegeta. That's in a... I mean, it should be obvious by this point, whenever this is uploaded, based off looking at the channel. But the actual summons that I pulled him in aren't up, because I'm recording those in several parts. Every time I get 150. So, I don't know how many parts that video will have. But I'll upload it when I do. Hell, I might even have some like part 2 summons in there. We'll see what happens. But we'll end this one here. I thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see what comes of this event in the next part. Take care.